You've spent hours, no days, perfecting a project. Every detail must be flawless, every mistake corrected. You think it'll get you closer to success, but instead of progress, you feel stuck, trapped in a cycle of endless revisions. Why? Because perfectionism is holding you captive. It's a hidden force that, while promising success, can actually drag you further from your goals. Let me tell you a story. Meet Jake. Smart, ambitious, and determined to be the best. Throughout school, he was known for his discipline. His papers were always the most polished, his presentations flawless. Jake's friends admired him, but they never saw the inner battle he fought. What they didn't know was that Jake's pursuit of perfection had a dark side. After college, Jake landed a job at a fast-paced startup, the type of company where innovation moves at lightning speed. It was a dream come true, but soon his perfectionist habits started getting in the way. Every project he touched turned into a marathon of edits. While his colleagues quickly delivered their work, Jake would stay up late obsessing over minute details no one else would even notice. One day, his manager called him in. "Jake, your attention to detail is great, but you're missing deadlines. Speed is just as important here." Jake froze. He thought perfection was his greatest strength, but now it was turning into his biggest weakness. Quick question: have you ever felt like you're working twice as hard, but not getting any closer to your goal? Like you're putting in 110%, but still running in place? That's where Jake is right now, and if you've been there, you know how frustrating it can be. One night, after another long day at the office, Jake sat staring at his screen. His eyes were bloodshot, his mind numb. He had rewritten the same report 3 times, and it still didn't feel right. His phone buzzed. It was his buddy, Mike. "Yo, Jake, you alive? Haven't seen you in weeks. Let's grab a drink." That's when it hit him. He couldn't remember the last time he had seen his friends or even taken a day off. His life had become a relentless grind, all because he was chasing this unreachable standard of perfection. Why does everything have to be perfect? He thought. He was exhausted, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally too. And then it clicked. Jake wasn't striving for perfection to be better. He was terrified, afraid of failure, afraid of rejection, afraid of not measuring up. Perfectionism wasn't pushing him forward, it was holding him back. What's one thing you've been putting off because it's not perfect yet? Seriously, think about it. Got it? Let's get back to Jake. The next day, Jake made a decision. Instead of obsessing over every tiny detail, he focused on getting things done. He reminded himself that perfection wasn't the goal, progress was. It wasn't easy at first. His fingers would hover over the backspace key, itching to rewrite a paragraph for the 10th time. But he resisted. He turned in his projects on time, and something amazing happened. His productivity shot through the roof. His boss noticed too. "Great job, Jake, and you're hitting deadlines now. Keep it up." For the first time in months, Jake felt lighter. He realized that the world didn't end just because something wasn't perfect. In fact, things got better. More importantly, Jake stopped feeling trapped by his own high expectations. The perfectionism that had once paralyzed him was no longer in control. Perfectionism can seem like a strength, something that will push you to the top. But in reality, it's a prison, a cage that keeps you from making real progress. Jake's story is a reminder that done is better than perfect. When he let go of his need for flawlessness, he found freedom and success. So here's the real question. What are you holding back because it's not perfect yet? Start today. Take that next step. Make that decision, and remember, perfection isn't the goal. Progress is.